there, what is wrong is to give up. What is wrong to say, it will never happen, oh, woe me,
Right.
and you're gonna die. You don't
Right.
ever get
Right.
to. You have to
That's true.
always keep pressing, doing what you can do. Press, do all that you can do. Right. I know
Right.
about that. Right now I watch the what I eat, I watch where I eat, what I eat. I'm doing my own part, of the
Hmm.
bargain, while I
Right.
trust the things I cannot do.
Cannot do.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So in your case also is that place of you have to come to that place of rest. Right. You can't
I
get
think.
anything from if you're
Yeah. I
not
think.
in a
I
place.
think that's the hard thing. Is coming to the place of rest because you're dealing with I'm dealing with like multiple things, dealing with Azariah, with his tantrums, with school complaining, there's something wrong with him. This that you're dealing with your own health, dealing with your own struggles, and having the
Yes.
not able to balance. I mean, my friends are like, oh, I think you're depressed. This that, but I'm not. I feel like I'm depressed, but I'm in the place where I have no rest because I have a lot of things. Like now, I have to do an assessment on Azariah. I think I know you guys went through that process with your kids too, but it's like everything is like I feel like it's like I always talk to my husband. I say I
Let
just
me.
feel like. Can you hear
You
me?
feel over.
I
Yeah,
feel
I can hear you.
overwhelmed. Yes, I feel overwhelmed, and I tell myself it's like I can't even get a breather. It's like like it's like I left the bedside because I was tired of the stress of working in the hospital, and I got a job working. This is something that a job God gave me, and now it's like because you see too much. I'm like it's like I can't like I feel overwhelmed by life. I feel overwhelmed
Yeah.
by life. No, it's not like my friends like, oh, they're trying to talk, they'll call me. I said, look, I don't want to talk. It's not like there's anything wrong. It's not like I'm depressed, but I'm in the place
Yes.
where I'm overwhelmed by life challenges. I'm
Absolutely.
overwhelmed, and that's where I am. And it's like you're saying, like finding rest in God that God knows. I'm like, God, I don't know if you know, because why will my two knees hurt? Why will my hip hurt? What is going on? It's like I'm still young, I'm not old, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you can't move forward until you come to a place of rest. Right?
Right.
Is just come to the place of, all right, God, I'm done. I'm done struggling.
Right.
I'm done struggling. I'm just gonna trust in you. Right? I'm gonna trust in
Right.
you. From our place of God, I'm gonna trust in you. I have a lot of things to do, but those things will not control me.
Right.
I will I will catch the wave and I will surf. I will not sink. Right. So
Right.
take 2 steps backwards and look at all the things you have to do. Right.
Right.
And if you have to write it down and just take it one at a time. Right.
Right.
Because you are not going to solve them for as long as they're controlling you. You
Right.
must, capital M, capital U, capital S, capital T, must be in control. God cannot help you if you're not in a place of rest, because a place of lack of rest is a place of lack of faith. Rest is
Right.
faith. Right. Rest is saying, God, I'm going to do my best, but I'm not depending on my best to solve the problem. I'm going to depend on you to use my best to solve the problem. God, it's a partnership. I'm going to do my part, but I'm not resting on my part to solve the problem. I'm resting in what you can do with my part to solve the problem. My faith is not in what I am doing. My faith is in you. Right? If you don't come to a place of rest, then your faith is in what you're doing, not in God.
Right.
My faith has to be in God, not in what I am doing or can do.
Right.
However, the way God works, He expects me to do my part. Right.
Right.
It's got to be
Right.
a partnership.
Right.
Right. But
Right.
not about what I do. It's about what God does with what I do
What
that
I
will
do. Yeah.
bring me of rest. Right. So
Right.
yeah. So yeah, life gets a bit overwhelmed. I have a lot of things in my plate right now. I do 1,001 things, a lot of things I gotta do, but I refuse to be confused or overwhelmed by them. Right. because that's
Right.
the only way I can do it right. So I take
Right.
2 steps backward, right? And I
Right.
prioritize, right?
Right.
And every day the power. So there's always something that's falling off to the next day, right? I focus on the priorities and take them each day. So I go to bed knowing I've done the priority for that day. I have not done everything for that day. I cannot possibly do everything for that day, but I do the priorities for that day. Some days I look like I'm free because I'm looking for what to do and I don't even know what to do, you know, but but that comes because most days I just shoot for the priorities. So there are only going to be 1,001 things you do, but you need to then prioritize things, and focus on the priorities each day. You get what I'm saying? There will be things that will be crowded on you. There'll always be, people will come with their emergencies also in the midst of your own confusion, so you have to learn to say no also, right? And coming back to your knees hurting because you're not the first person that's telling me that, you know, if you sit too long, you need blood to flow, so you need to understand the RSI requirements for your walking at home. You
Right.
know,
Right.
During COVID period, at the beginning, I was sitting too long. My legs were swelling up. That's because all the water goes there.
Right.
So that's another benefit for me exercising, right? So during the COVID period, I used to exercise every day, right? 5 a.m. I'm out, exercising. I don't do that every day anymore because I get to do other things. I only do it 3 times a week now, you know. That you need to find something that work for you. You cannot sit down too long. It won't work for you. It will hurt
Right.
you.
Right. Which I don't actually do. Which I don't actually sit too long because I get up, I walk around, and yeah, I mean, it may just be from the transition of working from the hospital, and then my body is not used to it. But yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but I did physical therapy for that, which I've been moving, I've been doing the exercises, and then of course, I don't know if from the physical therapy that my sciatic nerve. I mean, I've been having the sciatic nerve pain. I mean, not as long as this. I mean, sometimes I have it. So I had it started when I had surgery before I had
Mhm.
the kids, right? So, but
Mm.
so I don't know if I strained it. So now I'm doing chiropractor and I'm doing therapy, physical therapy, and I have to do an MRI this coming week. Just kind of take a look
Mhm.
and see what's going on. But yeah, it's like yeah. I mean I'm not letting I'm not letting it drop me.
Get you.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, do I want it to go? Yes, because I mean, like I said, I have young kids. I want to be able to. I mean, you know how it is. This one night,
Yeah,
you ask you, I want juice, I want this. You have to, you keep getting up, down. So you sit down, they want something else.
yeah,
So I don't want anything to limit me. That's why
yeah,
because my kids are getting active. It is in sports, it's in stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, so those are the things that I mean that are concerning. I mean, I'm like, hey, I mean, sometimes I tell myself, like the chiropractor said, hey, let's see what the MRI say if they can give you a shot. I'm like, hey, if it comes like I can get the shots there and keep moving, and after I mean, I guess that when you focus so much on your problem, you feel like there is no way out, right? And so
Yeah.
when I
Yes.
say this, when I look at, I'm like, these athletes that do all these athletes, I'm sure that they've had multiple shots on their legs because they cannot do what they are doing just
Yes.
just
Yeah.
day in day out without
Absolutely.
something. So that means they must be taking like pain shot, steroid shots on their knees or to do what they are doing. And so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Possibly, yes. When you focus on your problem, it's going to get bigger.
right,
Whatever you focus on gets bigger.
gets bigger, right,
Not necessarily because it's big, but because it's big to you because you have magnified it.
right, right, right,
So what you need to be focusing in is on the solution, not the problem.
right,
Right. As much as all the things I've told you right now, I don't necessarily spend any time on them.
Right.
I,
Right.
all I'm thinking about is what can I do? What can I
Okay.
do? What can I do?
Right. Right.
And I do the things I can do. That's all I do. I don't spend my time thinking about whether this will be this or that will be that. That is the
Right.
cost of prayer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
through that
Right.
God and pray. And as I pray, I believe God to open my eyes, open my heart, to what I can do on my own side.
Right.
So if my
Right.
heart, I do that part, and after I've done that part, I just trust him for the rest.
Just even for the
You know,
rest. Right. Right.
trust him for
Right.
the know, because again, whatever you focus on will get bigger.
You get bigger. Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Not because it's big, but because you have made it big.
Make it
And the
big.
bigger it,
Right.
more potential it has to overwhelm you.
Right.
Not because it has the power of its own to overwhelm you, but because you have created it. You have given
Right.
it power.
So, but one.
And you,
Right.
and you don't want that, because that does not work with God's intervention. Because when it overwhelms you, it comes with fear,
Right.
right? Also,
Right.
and you are not going to live well with fear. You start creating the things that are not.
Right.
So what we want to focus on is well, we'll pray first of all. We'll surround it with prayer and tell God, this is what I want. This is what I'm believing you for, right? Everything you've said right now is a prayer. Go and have young children, they're becoming active, you know, and I would love to be there for them. Yeah, I would not love to be capacitated or not being able to do this or that. That's a prayer, that I bring continually before God. And as I do that, God show me my own part, how I can
Right.
care for manage myself better, you know. Yeah. And as God reveals it to you do your own part. Uh I mean, life is what it is. Life is real. It's not we're not here to practice how to live, and what's
Right.
written in the book is different for each of us, right? uh
Mm-hmm.
your journey is different from my journey, is even from someone else's journey.
Done it.
We
Right.
get confused and overwhelmed and depressed when we start comparing our journey with someone
Right.
else's journey.
Right. And
it's,
that is
it's
where I am. That is it, because I was like, okay, my neighbor had this tailbone pain for 1 month, and then one day it went away. What me, I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm still here. It's like, and then you like,
yeah,
okay, all the 4-year-olds on my street are not throwing tantrum. They're a little bit more advanced than my kid, and I'm like, and you just come. It's like
yeah.
that.
You need to
Yeah.
stay away from more, because each one's destiny is different, right?
Right.
Each one's destiny is different. Part of what has gotten me into depression was comparing with other people, but
Right.
I went away from that, because we're all different. By the
We're
time you
all
look into
different.
their
Yeah.
life, they also want to be like you, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's what's going on the other side, because you don't know what's going on the other side.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
true.
so it's all about God. What do you have for me in your book?
Right.
He's not trying to be someone else. So it's God, what do you have for me in your book? I want to be happy God's way. I
Right.
want to be rich. I want to be abundant God's way, and the way that fits into my own life. So
Right.
it's part of the prayer. I want my child to, I mean, some children, it takes them 6 years, some it takes 2 years, some it takes 4 years. The
Right.
important thing is they all get there at the end of the day and they're doing well,
Right.
right? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
sometimes the one that gets here longest becomes the best, and the other people
Right.
work for them,
Right.
because what you gain by the delays, the failures, is wisdom, which the people that ran through it probably never got. You
Right.
know, so, yeah. So, like I say, the person that
Um,
got healed one time might be the story of their life. For some of us, God takes us through the wilderness so that He
oh
cancel
God.
us. and
Yeah.
other people, going through that. The
I've been
person
going
that's
through
suddenly,
Daniel. I'm
so
like,
what?
I said, I feel like I'm a marathon runner. It's like,
Yeah.
some don't come in. What is it?
I want support.
Okay. You feel like you run marathons all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and you learn, it's again, it's not just about the marathon, it's about God. uh in my marathons, there's something I'm missing. Let it be that it's not me that's causing a marathon, or is it you that has created it? Because it could be both ways. It could be that I am the one creating the marathons, and for as long as I don't get what God wants me to do, I might continuously be going through the marathon, right? Uh, so being brutally honest with oneself, not trying to make things force feet. That's the story of my life, and brutally honest with myself. I'm done trying to make myself, or I have nobody to impress, right? The only person I impress is God. Other than God, I have nobody whatsoever that I try to impress, right? So I know some of the things that I've been through in my life has been because I'm just a stubborn person, right? So I'm managing that stubbornness, uh, not because stubbornness is good, but then you have to know where to be stubborn and where to hold it back. You don't want that stubbornness to control you. You want to be the one controlling it, right? Uh, you don't want to cause trouble that you can avoid, right? There's some people you just need to avoid. It's not everybody you need to necessarily confront or put right, So you learn that, right? You learn some things that probably also for me is maybe because is my pride, right? And there's nothing
Right.
wrong with my. I just need to know um where to apply it, choose my battles, you know, things like that. My pride is who I am, but I have to be careful, where I use it. Some things I'm supposed to stay away from, right? And manage the circumstance situation around my life. You know, there's someone I'm thinking about, who, as I think about in my life, I see the person, how wicked the person was, uh this is starting from 2016. The person's left the system. But each time I think about the person, my spirit is cursing the person, So I'm asking myself, have I really forgiven him? What does forgiveness mean in this circumstance? I it's not as if I wish him evil, but as I call his name, my spirit is just cursing him, because of the extent of evil he was and is,